Then search for PDB. This is a search it offer. Wat respectieve close teammates in thy. And be sure that just with few clicks, you can't have a most nice presentation. So if you go to this menu and see the pre-seduction, and then you can go to the ligand-site visualization is about choosing carton. Then you can see the presentation that you put on something more of water molecules if you want to have a more clear version. And so I for that to add hydrogen, so we can add a review to add only 4 hydrogens still. The subterranean of the hydrogens to the ligand. So we have something like that. So you can see the interactions, it's linked atoms as well. There are also a few other actions available. For example, if you can use, if you want to have a surface presentation, you can, for example, selecting this one, the transparent visualizations of the surface of the receptor, and also show him the and you can bind interactions between level and protein. You can remove water molecules here. Then repeat this step. And so this time I did use another option. So just a mesh presentation. This time, 2 any predictions of the water molecules are gone, and really can see on the interactions between ligand and the receptor atoms. So that was the easiest way. Copy me not the best one. So the array power and the closed off. The remembering you sugars the rain cover. And you want to see these beautiful rendering capabilities of the PyMOL. So if you want to get a little option, it changes to another presentation. Moved as I put again. This time solid circles. You then click here. Use for example array rupture to show you the shadowings and the progress. The second way is to use a script. So the script is called show patterns. Can plan it from this website. But only in that, then you can write from the file menu. After that, you can use it. So okay. Now it hasn't loaded. So to have a better, real, and easier way for visualization, I will remove the or chain P and alpha from. Also some other elements, the ligand, and also the other caselatins that we probably don't need. Okay. and then show again bounding parquet by using the modify option here and checking there's juice between 5 and some from the ligand. So now you have to finally forget. So later change the byte track to white 9 to quiet. And then sequences. So first I should select the ligand from the PTB structure by choosing deception, and I remain cute ligand so to be easier to find it. As show content, then you have to specify show molecules. Here we have a loss of clarity ln, and the second object is the ligand. Can we say what should be repeated? Nevete. Who's oft? Some here one day to be a hard text. And main section is the data for them. Guess how there's a bonds should retrieve it. I'll set them T.5, and the marcus one is that each cutoff shows other probable options for hydrogen bind that's well, because as you know the protein is flexed together. You want to know if there's other possibility for making the hydrogen bonds for the ligands, even if they are not ideal. Still, there is a typo here. So now we have the corrections. You see the contact, and you can select which complex you want to see. And usually you don't make this one. And so, and I forgot to visualize the thing pattern. Now I'll add it as the sphere. Okay, so, and the other thing is that you can change the radius of the sphere. So the current is set the sphere, the scale, and the sphere, something like 0.3. Yeah, so now we have all the options. Here you can see the unfavorable actions. For example, contact cross contacts between acceptor and donor. Hydrogen filter, hydrogen donor. Equations which are not favorable. You can see the title, but I created them. And the other options is the context color. Some of them are shown that light orange. Let me change the white of the draft user interface. So there you can see context polar, okay, which means that they are the bigcutoff distance, and the other one is the context 4, which is the main and idea interactions that you have set. So this is another option to see the interactions. And if you want to have a maybe, this is a good way. It's so fuzzy. You could want to add Sophie's presentation for so you can add the Sophie's presentation, but then you had to make it transparent and change also the color so it could be better for, for example, publication or other. So I choose it the color and change the transparency of the surface. I solve it by adding another rotary, so now I can change the surface presentation by changing the surface of the second receptor. So doesn't it more we can change the transparency in other cities, so we can see that. And we want to present the cartoon presentation as well. You can see that even for publication, we can have add labels and other things. So the other options are using the next option is to use, for example, PLIP. I show you that. You should go to the website. So yes, the putting an interaction profile from Dresden University. The easiest way is to work on PLIP search, but also you can work on. There was an option of uploading file containing ligand, and here you can change lots of things. For example, the default values for the change all the things, but I don't change anything. By running the profile, zoom numeric depth result. Okay, so this is the result. I choose our ligand from chain A, so that's the interactions from the ligand that you had here. So, and it came down with the Pierce E5, which is a PyMOL session. So I get value in open depth PyMOL sessions created by PLIP. So I have opened one. Yeah. So for shame, receptor. I measure the sessions. No. You can't select which interactions do you want to see. There was a legend here of in the website that you can see. For example, this is the South Bridge. And this mechanical complexation between the zinc atoms and manganese. Energetic charge rate records. Also here we can see the type of thinkers of where I can make this properly line off. So look at the companies and so they are full and now you just see a presentation so you just see hydrogen high config interactions as well. And more PLIP also reflects to proprietary striking proprietary interactions. So there are the two main differences between this presentation. So that's another way I get some bit more sophisticated way to show the interactions. really charges these over the other ones for the publication. But not least is the protein plus soda. We can use links to University of Humboldt. They can take the code or written upload your PD file. When I sign the ligand should be escaped from it. For the afterward, you'll use the same structure as before, TLM, because several tools got developed that we're helping to take a look at two of them. The first one is PoseView, which is the order option that has been around for a while. So here I take that, and here you can choose the ligand that you want to see the pipe and calculate for that. So they go. It's the interaction diagram to the interaction diagram, but it's provided for us, but it provides for us, and it further we noticed there's no zinc to atom, so that's one of the drawbacks. And you can see, but it is still acceptable. But the other option, which is the newer version of PoseView, is a pose edit. If you choose this option, then this option also includes the think atomic reaction, and here its name suggests can edit the view a bit, so you shouldn't do that in a way that it makes it unrealistic, but for the sake of clarity, you can make some minor changes in the 2D view. So, you can, if you want to make some of them, and if you then do the save the picture, you can use this export option here. So then you are with the so you can SVG from it. And you can see the options that you have here to change the action diagram, and can remove sort of data FK residues if you want. If you don't need any your materialization for whatever reason. So that's the last option, but as I said, that was also beautiful to use that for your publications, and it is free. And so that's nice, I think.